and welcome to News at 6 live on Kana Radio. I am Deliverance Asheb and I'm here with my colleague.
Ahiano Bless Aram.
Now the news headlines. Fake pregnant woman regrets deceit.
NDC petition to suspend constituency executive over alleged misconduct.
499 agreed law students finally inducted into Ghana School of Law.
Internal NPP fight leads to butchering of a Brim youth organizer in the eastern region.
This and many more stories we have for you if you stay with us in the next 25 minutes. Now into our first social news. Detective Inspector Achims Amfor, an investigator in the fake Takoradi pregnant woman case involving Josephine Penin Mensah, a 29-year-old wife, has revealed the lady has apologized to her husband and the police for the mess caused. This took place after she was found in Axim September 21st, 2021. Detective Amfor told the Takoradi Circuit Court A yesterday. Ms. Mensah, the detective further explained, purportedly faked her pregnancy to deceive her husband because she could not bear the ordeal any longer. The investigator, who is the eighth and the last prosecution witness in the case, was responding to a question by the counsel for the accused, Fifi Bankman, during cross-examination. The investigator said when Josie was finally found on September 21st, 2021, she confessed she was not pregnant and apologized for faking her pregnancy and kidnapping. He said the accused made the startling revelation in the presence of himself, that is the investigator, some other police officers, her husband and mother, who are PW1 and PW2 respectively. He also pointed out that he knew the accused person in the course of the investigation. After the cross-examination of the last prosecution witness, the counsel for the accused person applied for day to come before the court to make submission of no case. The court, presided over by His Honor Michael Ampedu, set March 17, 2022 for the lawyer to address the court. If you are lucky, I'll rule on that same day, His Honor Michael indicated. Josephine Mensah has been charged with publication of false news and deceit of police officers. She pleaded not guilty to the charges when she first appeared before the court. Into our next story, the 499 law students who could not gain admission into the Ghana School of Law for allegedly failing the entrance exam have been inducted into the school. The case of the students gained national attention and reignited calls for an overhaul of Ghana's legal education system. The Attorney General, in a subsequent opinion to the Legal Council, advised that they be admitted. This was after a series of student agitation and stakeholder meetings, which all culminated into a commitment by the General Legal Council to admit the students in January this year. The 499 Bachelor of Law holders now forms the second intake of students for the year 2021-2022 academic year. The first intake of 790 students was inducted in January 2022. Into our last social news. The government has not suspended the expansion of the school feeding program, the national coordinator of the Ghana School Feeding Program has said. According to Gertrude Koshiga, the reports of the suspension of the program are untrue and misleading. She said no, government has not put Ghana School Feeding Program on hold. She further stressed that the reports could cause fear among beneficiaries of the program, their parents and the caterers. Her reaction came after the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Cecilia Abnadapa, announced the suspension of the expansion of the school feeding program to allow debts owned by caterers to be cleared. Earlier, Cecilia, on the floor of the Parliament on Wednesday, March 2nd, 2022, said, Mr. Speaker, currently the expansion of the program is on hold. We are clearing all areas of caterers and putting in place measures to measure effective and efficient service delivery to all beneficiary schools as well as the caterers. We are also putting in place a management information system to enhance efficiency and effectiveness of the system. We shall surely inform this August House when we are ready to expand the program to cover additional schools. Coming up is political news.
Into politics, some branch executives of the National Democratic Congress (NDC) in the Ketu South municipality have petitioned the party to remove its deputy constituency organizer from his current position. The petition also demanded the indefinite suspension of Mr. Joseph Kwame Gidiglo from the NDC over the allegation of sexual misconduct against him. The petition, jointly signed by a branch chairman, Mr. John Abochi, and 3 other branch executives, and addressed to the constituency chairman and copied to the offices of constituency, disciplinary committee, regional and national chairman of the party and the member of parliament for Ketu South, said the demand for the removal of the officer was in the interest of the party. It alleged that Mr. Gidiglo lured and kidnapped a female member of the party who is a married woman and sexually assaulted her when she tried presenting her late father's burial invitation to the party, and that the matter was in the public domain. In another story, into the Eastern region, the youth organizer of Ebrim constituency of the New Patriotic Party (NPP) in the Eastern region, Mr. Frank Eyim, also known as Kuzo, has been hospitalized at the Ebrim Government Hospital after he was allegedly butchered by one Alfred Dua. Mr. Dua is a constituency youth organizer, hopeful, and an alleged nephew of the Member of Parliament for the area. The incident happened on Tuesday evening, March 1st, during the party's polling station election in one of the committee called Duduraso. The constituency secretary, Mr. Evans Osei Yabua, has accused the NP of the Ebrim constituency, Mr. John Osei Frimpong, of allegedly intimidating them with some macho men at the polling stations. Mr. Yabua further told the media that the polling station elections have been suspended for now till further notice. Meanwhile, the accused person was being arrested and is currently in police custody for further investigation. Coming up is business news.
Let's do some business here. The High Court has ordered the Governor of Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Edison, to produce and tender into the court on March 10, 2022, the State of Defense Capital Bank. Lawyer for Ato Asian, the prosecuted founder of the bank in receivership, prayed the court to compel the central bank governor to produce the documents. It remains unclear the charge this statement of account to be case to, but it remains Mr. Ato Asian's position that the money he is being prosecuted for remains in the account of the consolidated bank. The presiding judge, His Lordship Eric Tay Bafo, a justice of the Court of Appeal, sitting as an additional High Court judge, directed the order at the Central Bank Chief, who intends to direct the appointment department of the Central Bank to produce the statement of accounts. Into our last business news, GPRTU to adjust transport fare automatically against fuel increment. Henceforth, transport fares will be adjusted automatically anytime fuel prices go up more than 10% cumulatively. The Ghana Private Road and Transport Union, the GPRTU, has said. The union said the recent 15% increment in transport fares, which took effect on February 26, 2022, was based on previous increments in fuel prices, and that could review transport fares upward by 10% if the greater increment in the fuel prices crosses 10%. Mr. Richard Yao Amankwa, Deputy General Secretary in charge of operations, GPRTU, told the Ghana News Agency that union was worried about the rising cost of fuel at the pumps, hence its decision to benchmark transport fares against fuel prices to sustain the business transport. We had indicated that whenever fuel prices go up above 10% as of the time we are increasing transport fares, we will adjust the fares upwards. So we are still monitoring the prices. Even today it has gone up. So we are just marking time. When it's up to the 10% increase, the same margin would be added to the transport fares, he said. Coming up is health news.
In health, some mothers have complained of exposure to mosquito bites at the Tamale Teaching Hospital (TTH) due to the lack of space to accommodate them while their babies were on admission. A new mother at the hospital, who pleaded impartiality, disclosed that the facility do not have rooms to accommodate mothers whose babies were on admission, thereby exposing them to mosquito bites as they wait their turns at the clinic. She said she tested positive for malaria days after being at the hospital after delivery, whilst her baby was in an incubator. Some other patients and relatives who had received health care at the Tamale Technical Hospital and wanted to remain anonymous also shared their frustrations and alleged whilst seeking medical attention at the facility. They complained of negligence on the part of healthcare officials, which in some cases resulted in the loss of loved ones. In our last health story, the Kwewu Afram Place District Health Directorate of the Ghana Health Service has expressed concerns over the high prevalence of the anemia among pregnant women at 36 weeks of gestation and increasing stillbirth. Almost all health facilities in the district continue to record increasing cases of anemia among pregnant women in their third trimester. Health facilities in Eche Amanfrom and Forifori, for instance, recorded 79.4% and 64.1% anemia cases among pregnant women at 36 weeks of gestation, respectively. The condition has been linked to premature birth, low birth weight, and an increasing trend of stillbirth in the district. According to the Kwewu Afram Place South District Health Director, Mr. Richard Essien, the directorate is deploying strategies including establishment of pregnancy to reduce iron deficiency. Kwewu Afram Place South District, with a population of 74,000, continues to struggle for access to quality health care due to lack of district hospital. Coming up is entertainment news.
Don't touch that dial. Keep it locked right there. Corner Radio.
Welcome to the entertainment segment. Our headlines. Sarkodie flew me out of the country for the first time, Akwaaba revealed. Live your life the way you want because there is no heavy, Mr. Logic. I am always ready to support young artists from the Volta region, Aigbe Edem. The stories in detail. Singer and songwriter Akwaaba has shared a story about his first ever travel overseas, which has facilitated by his former record label boss and rapper Sarkodie. According to the singer, he had not flown outside the country until he worked with the rapper who took him on the tour through Europe and the United States. Sarkodie has the first person to take me on the tour abroad and took me to the USA and UK, he stated in an interview on Castle FM. Moving away from that story, speaking on Hit FM this morning, The chairman of the Ghana Songwriters Association stated that individuals deserve the opportunity to live their lives how they want it and not to be tied down by the false story of heaven and hell. People should be allowed to live their lives to the fullest. There is no gold road anywhere after death, no heaven day anywhere, he told hosts of Daybreak Hit at the Dusty. He was reacting to the death of producer and sound engineer Enoch Soundboy, who died yesterday after battling kidney failure for 2 years. Moving into our last story. In a recent live Facebook session, the Over Again hitmaker has stated that he has so much interest and wanted to help young and upcoming artists, but has so much to work on himself and his craft. I cannot help everybody. That is the truth of the matter, because I myself needs help to further. I am pushing myself whilst I'm trying to lift other people. So I try my very best to make sure I hold the region down. And I'm no longer making it about a particular artist. Igbe Edem concluded by saying that he loves his region and Ghana at large and will continue to help any young artist who needs support.
And this brings the end of today's news at 6, but then a recap of our top stories.
Fake pregnant woman regret desert.
NDC petition to suspend constituency executives over alleged misconduct. But before we go, what are your plans for the weekend?
You know, we are having a birthday party to attend.
Okay.
So we are still waiting for the Uber driver to call.
Okay.
You wait for the boat driver, not the Uber.
Oh,
Okay.
yes. Oh.
Okay, you see, the birthday party is gonna be big. It's gonna be great. You see that
Yes,
thing?
yes. So this is where I'm going to say happy birthday to Edem Lashley.
Yes, our
Yes.
lovely Edem Lashley.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
May God richly bless you.
Long life and prosperity.
More money.
Everything.
Yes.
More wins in everything you do.
Yes.
Okay, you can follow us on Facebook as Kana Radio and subscribe to our YouTube channel as Kana TV. I am Anyanyo Bless Aram. I was here with my colleague.
Deliverance Ashiabi.
Inu Sarahina too.
Have a good evening.